Okay, so if Alina, Sophia can go into the other rooms too. Very good. Well, happy Tuesday. Welcome, everyone. We're so excited to have another spotlight series here at the New Mexico Minority Business Development Agency. We are very excited because this week we have the New Mexico Department of Transportation, and we have Renee Roybal, who's the New Mexico Department of Transportation Disadvantaged Business Enterprise Program Manager, and I think she has some of her colleagues also here, and she will be doing a great overview of many things related to the Department of Transportation, and she will guide you, but related to the conference that's happening, an accelerator that's happening, obviously some procurement opportunities as well. She will give you all the information. So I know you came to see her, so I will let her take the room. Go ahead, Renee.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Like Gabriela said, my name is Renee Roybal. I'm with the New Mexico Department of Transportation. And we work under the Construction Bureau, but we are part of the Civil Rights Group. And I'm the DBE Program Manager. And for those of you that aren't familiar, DBE stands for Disadvantaged Business Enterprise. And so it's similar to the MBDA, the Minority Business Development. So we do some similar functions, and we're happy to be here today and share with you, like Gabriela said, some of the procurement opportunities, some of the DB program functions, accelerator functions, and our conference that we have coming up. Also DB certification. So I'd like to just quickly introduce two gentlemen that we have from DOT from the DBE program. Brian Salazar, and he is our DBE Supportive Services Coordinator. So he basically oversees all of our training and support programs, our STAR program, this technical assistance training program that we have within the DBE program. And then we also have Julian Salazar, who oversees all of our DBE certification. And with that, I will get started. So DOT is dedicated to supporting small businesses in New Mexico. That's ultimately our goal, is to get these businesses up and running and provide access to federal and state contracting opportunities through programs like the DB program, and also working with our community partners such as MBDA. By offering some of these resources, we can promote inclusion, host events such as the DBE and Small Business Conference that we'll be sharing with you later. DBE, we like to foster growth, empowerment, and economic development across the state. So I'll quickly give just an overview of the procurement with DOT. Unfortunately, we weren't able to have our procurement team with us, but we do have some helpful links at the bottom, and we can go through them later in the presentation and just kind of quickly see what each page has to offer and how to kind of navigate through some of these links that we utilize often. NMDOT offers many opportunities, and researching and navigating DOT's procurement process as a small business can really involve several key steps. So what we try to recommend all small businesses to do is to register as a vendor. Always start by registering your business with state purchasing, our supplier registration, be on our NMDOT approved vendor list, or learn about the requirements to become a DOT prime contractor. And this ensures that you'll be eligible to bid on contracts and not have to find your opportunity and then register later. So if you kind of do this work in advance, get it started, get your registrations in line and in order, then it just makes it a lot easier to move forward should you find an RFP or a contracting opportunity that comes up. Second, we really encourage that you monitor procurement opportunities often. Regularly check NMDOT's procurement services page. Request for proposals, check the listing for all of those that are upcoming, and check the section for upcoming opportunities. Relevant to your business, there's several different categories that may apply. So we encourage you to visit the links that we have listed below. One of them is our procurement services, and there you'll find several RFP and contracting opportunities. Understand the requirements, carefully review all of the solicitation documents, including specifications, deadlines, and compliance requirements. We are big on compliance with our federal highway and US DOT regulations that we monitor these projects closely. So just be sure that you're familiar and that you really read through those so that way nothing is a surprise. Should you be awarded a contract and you get down the road and find you don't have staff to complete the paperwork, just be familiar with all of these requirements that are set forth. Prepare your proposal. Submit a well-prepared bid or proposal that meets all the outlined criteria. There's a lot of details included, and so really read through it. Make sure that you highlight your qualifications, experience, and the ability to meet the project needs. So feel free to add any and every detail of your work that would apply, so that way we can really see what you can offer the DOT. And engage with DOT, attend pre-bid meetings, workshops, conferences that we'll be hosting, such as our upcoming DBE and Small Business Conference. Really meet some of these larger contractors, engineering firms, even some of our smaller subcontractors tend to work as a prime contractor when we bid some of the smaller contracts. And so if you are familiar with these companies, you can really kind of network and let them know who you are, what you offer, and what opportunities you can provide to them and how you can work together. So really engage with DOT and all of the contractors and engineering firms that we work with. But more importantly, we would really ask that you leverage the DBE certification. If you are a certified DBE, take advantage of the programs and resources that are designed to support small businesses in securing contracts. If you're not a DBE, we'll get to that page in a few slides. Really think about and consider becoming a DBE, and we have all the resources and tools to help you complete that task. But really consider becoming a DBE. If you are a DBE, really utilize all of the programs and resources and training opportunities that we have within our program. And down below, you'll see the home NMDOT STAR program. I really encourage you to visit that page. It has a lot of good information about our programs, and we can also visit that link a little bit later, kind of teach you how to navigate it and what to find and what you'll find that may benefit your company. But these steps really can help your small business effectively navigate the process and increase your chances of securing contracts with DOT. While we can't promise that you'll be awarded these contracts or be given specific dollar amounts, what we can do is really help you kind of get there and learn what's needed so that way you can bid on these contracts. So let us know, of course, if you'd like more details. We can always field some questions in the chat and provide some questions or provide some answers to your questions if you have any. Next, we'll kind of do an introduction to the program. The DBE program is a federal initiative, and it's been designed to promote equal opportunities for small businesses such as yourselves. These small businesses must be owned and controlled by socially and economically disadvantaged individuals or owners. And we, in the DBE world, call them CEDOs. And so those are socially and economically disadvantaged owners. This DBE program is administered by the US DOT, the US Department of Transportation. And the program ultimately ensures that these businesses can compete fairly for federally funded transportation projects. So while we focus a lot on highway construction, we do have other service needs. And we'll get to that in a little bit, kind of give you an idea of what other services we need vendors to apply for. So it's not just paving, bridges, or highway construction. We do have other opportunities within the agency. But basically, this program is designed to allow fair competition by removing barriers, addressing obstacles that prevent DBEs from accessing contracts. So we try to make it as fair as possible and give you every tool in the toolbox to obtain these contracts fairly. It encourages participation by promoting the use of DBEs in federally assisted projects. In the past, we had set goals on projects, and so we would assign a goal to every federal project, and we would be required to give a specific dollar amount to these DBEs or to these small socially and economically disadvantaged businesses. Because NMDOT does such a good job at giving federal dollars to minority-owned and women-owned businesses, we've removed that requirement. So while we don't set project-specific goals, our larger prime contractors really do a good job at visiting our DBE directory regularly for each project. And should you become a DBE and your name appears on this directory, what that does for you is it allows that prime contractor to find your name, search for work by category, and then ultimately reach out to you to solicit a quote and then potentially use you on their project. And should you create, a really nice relationship with that contractor, they tend to use you regularly because they know you. They feel like your work is great, and so what they tend to do is just keep you on their speed dial, and so they tend to use DBEs often and regularly. They don't kind of jump around. So that's good for the DBEs because it just means a lot of work down the road, which fosters growth by helping the DBEs develop the capacity to compete. And so you can become successful in the marketplace. And, to qualify though, there is some criteria. So businesses must meet specific criteria, including being at least a 51% owned business. So if you are the owner, or if there's multiple owners, the minority or the female owner must be 51% owner of that business. So that individual must be 51% owner and meet some size and income thresholds. So it just changed the GRT, the gross receipts tax threshold is 31.84 million. And your personal net worth cannot be over 2.047 million. And that's over a three-year average. And we follow, of course, the regulations under 49 CFR Part 26 that's been implemented by the state transportation. And so our agency follows that CFR. So those are some of the criteria that must be met to become a DBE. And we'll get into that a little bit more. And so some of the steps to become a DBE, I mean, we can just quickly go over some of the step-by-step processes for becoming a DBE, but we also have our DB certification officer, Julian Salazar, who we can put you in touch with should you decide to apply. So here's just a quick step-by-step guide for obtaining DBE certification. So if you're interested, first, we need to determine eligibility. And again, we need to look at your gross receipts taxes and personal net worth over a 3-year period. And we also need to ensure that your business meets the DB criteria, including that 51% ownership and having a personal net worth and GRT below the threshold, at or below the threshold. We'll need to gather some required documentation. We collect necessary documents such as proof of ownership. So we need proof that you do own that business, financial statements, tax returns, and applicable licenses. Next, we need you to complete the application through our portal. So we don't do paper applications anymore. We've gone completely paperless. So what we have all of our applicants do is visit the nmdot.dbesystem.com application portal that you'll find at the bottom of this page and create a profile. And then you'll go in and start download or uploading your documents. And then it'll give you a checklist of items that you'll need And then you'll need to fill out that application. And what we'll do is it'll undergo a review, and we'll just check to see that it is complete and accurate, and that all the required and mandatory documents have been uploaded into the system. So once it's undergone a review, the certifying agency, which is NMDOT, will conduct an on-site visit, which means that we'll visit your business, or we can do an online virtual visit. Say your your business is 6 hours away from our home office. We can also do an online site visit, and we just need to verify that the information provided is accurate, and that you are indeed the owner of that business, and all of the tax documentation, financial statements are all what's required and in order. Receive certification decision. So you'll receive a decision once the review is complete. You'll be notified of the decision through our portal, and we may communicate over the phone or through email should we require additional documentation. But if you're approved, your business will be added to our DBE directory. And so going back to prime contractors who bid on our larger projects, typically when they need subcontractors or don't have any in mind, they'll visit this DBE directory. And if your name is there and you do the specific type of work that's needed, they'll give you a call and ask if you can provide a quote for the work that they're bidding. And so in order to maintain certification, you'll just need to submit some annual updates to confirm your continued eligibility and compliance with the DBE requirements. And so it's a simple process. There's an annual affidavit. I think there's a no change affidavit if nothing has changed in your business, and you just need to submit a documentation that says you have not, you have not grown, you have not added any additional NAICS codes, or you have not exceeded the GRT or personal net worth. We just need to see that you're submitting that annually, and then your DB certification will be ongoing, and you'll remain in the system in good standing. But in order to apply, first you'll need to go to this link, and the applicants will need to complete a profile and create an account to begin the application process through the portal. It's very simple, but when you get to each step throughout the application process, you may have questions. And so we do have Julian and also Brian available for questions if you need, and we can provide their emails at the end of the presentation as well. Benefits of being a certified DBE. You don't just have your name on the directory. There really are several benefits to being a certified DBE and being a part of the program. It really can enhance the growth and success of your business, because we can provide access to contracting opportunities. The DBE certification provides access to all federally funded transportation projects, and so it creates opportunities to compete for these contracts. Being in the DBE directory, networking with these larger contractors, your business will be listed, and it'll make it easier for prime contractors and government agencies to find and work with you. We often receive calls from cities, counties, local entities, and they'll ask if we have a list of our DBEs. And so we always point them to the DBE directory, and they do a search by the type of work that they need, because they do like to employ minority businesses. So they utilize our DBE directory quite often. So your visibility is definitely increased by becoming a DBE. Networking and partnerships. Certification connects you with prime contractors, procurement officers, and other stakeholders. It fosters valuable relationships and potential partnerships. Again, working with these larger contractors, engineering firms, local entities, cities, and counties, you really can develop those relationships to begin fostering a relationship and potential work down the road. It also provides support and resources. We do have what is called the NMDOT STAR program. And so that's where we provide a lot of our technical and training assistance. So all certified DBEs can access training, mentoring, business development resources that are offered by the state our state DOT and other organizations. We can always put you in touch with organizations such as the MBDA, like today. And we work with Apex Accelerator and SBA, the Small Business Administration. And we have a lot of other community partners that we work with. So should you be in our DBE directory, we can always share their information with you, not just DOT information, but other opportunities from other entities. But by being a DBE, it really helps level the playing field. The DBE program is designed to address historical barriers and ensure fair competition for disadvantaged businesses in the marketplace. It does have an economic impact. By being part of a federally funded project, your business contributes to the local economy while benefiting from increased revenue and growth opportunities. You may not know about these opportunities prior to becoming a DBE. So once you become a DBE and sit in on our webinars, our opportunity fairs and small business conferences, you really do learn what we have to offer as an agency and the partners that we work with. So your opportunities really can increase by 5-10-fold if you are attending these trainings. And so and we do have subject matter experts that can work with you as well, should you need some assistance in trying to navigate through our portals and through our programs. So we were talking about the NMDOT STAR program. Once you become a DBE, it kind of opens this door for you to really take part in our small business program that we have, the NMDOT STAR program. And it was designed to support small businesses and DBEs in New Mexico working in the transportation industry and other areas. Like I said, we do have a vendor list, and it's not just highway construction. So we do have a wide variety. But DBs in New Mexico really can gain a lot of knowledge with these resources that we provide, training and networking opportunities, meeting contractors. And one of our main components to the program is the STAR Accelerator program. And so this program assists businesses with skills through workshops, personalized coaching, connections with industry professionals. The participants really can gain important tools like developing a business plan, creating the marketing video that will help you script and record, and you can use to put on your social media or on your website. You'll gain some visibility and success, and ultimately it'll help your small business thrive in the government contracting. So next we'll talk a little bit about the STAR Accelerator program. One of our programs that we're really, really proud of, it's fairly new, and we had our first cohort last summer. And it's a 14-week business development initiative that was designed to help DBs and small businesses, again, in the transportation industry and other construction-related industries. But this program offers a blend of expert-led workshops, personalized coaching, and practical tools to enhance business skills and industry expertise. Participants gain valuable insights, create professional business development plans, and even receive a professionally produced marketing video, like we mentioned in the last slide, to showcase with your business's website or social media. Some of the key benefits of the program include skill development. We have hands-on workshops to build business acumen and technical expertise, networking opportunities, structured meetings with industry professionals and peer advisory groups, personalized coaching, guidance to develop business plans and financial forecasts, and even assistance when trying to submit a quote to work with a prime contractor, or should you bid on a large contract as a prime contractor, we can also provide some expertise in your bid that you'll be submitting. The nice thing about this program is the cost is free for participants. So all you need to do is apply on our nmdotstar.com website. It's an excellent opportunity for small businesses looking to grow and succeed in government contracting. Applications for this spring 2025 cohort are currently open. Again, it's at the nmdotstar.com website. So the program offers a variety of courses, and we have workshops throughout the 14-week course. It's once per week. I believe it's a Tuesday morning. It's a 2-hour course, and it's all online, so you don't have to travel. You just log into the Zoom. We'll provide the materials. We'll kind of prepare you the week before for what's to come the following week. And these courses include everything from financial management, business planning, marketing strategies, procurement and contracting, networking and relationship building. With the financial management, you'll really learn to create financial forecasts and manage budgets effectively. We have a tool, and it's a spreadsheet that we provide to all of our attendees and our applicants that help you kind of see where you want to go with your business, how you want to grow. We kind of do a projection and a forecast of where you want to see or where you see yourself in 5 years. And we kind of help get you from start to finish, year 1, year 2, year 3, 4, and even up to year 5. And so we help you with that financial management and business planning. The marketing, we help you promote your business, include creating a professionally produced marketing video. Like we said, we help you develop a script, kind of your sales pitch. How do you introduce yourselves to larger businesses? What do you say? How do you open up? Are you very nervous, or are you completely comfortable, and everything in between? And so we kind of help you become really comfortable with your sales pitch and how you sell yourself. Procurement and contracting. We help you understand how to navigate government contracting and the procurement processes, kind of like we're going to overview today, just some of the links and how to navigate each area, whether it's procurement or the DBE program, but we kind of help with all of those pieces of the puzzle. Networking and relationship building. We do have an opportunity fair, which is virtual, and then we have an in-person conference. And so we kind of teach you how to sell yourself. We help you prepare a 1-page resume that you can hand out to all of the larger businesses. It's a tool where you input your business information, and it's really nice because it spits out a beautiful 1-pager with your logo, your business name, your phone number, your website. So all of the things that your business needs to provide, or that you as a business need to provide to have another business get in touch with you, it's all in your resume. And some of the work categories that you perform, and some of the projects you've completed, awards you've won, everything in between. And so we help you kind of prepare that 1-page resume so you can really benefit from the program and learn how to work with these larger prime contractors to network and build that relationship. But these courses are all part of a 14-week. It's a comprehensive program, and it's aimed at empowering small businesses and DBEs to succeed in the transportation and construction industry. So again, let us know if you'd like more details on the program. We have flyers, we have links, we have time to visit with you one-on-one if you'd like our phone number or email, and we can send you all the information that you need after this presentation. How to build success with DOT. So building success for a small business with DOT involves leveraging all available resources, programs, and opportunities. You can touch bits and pieces here and there, but it really is imperative that you try to visit every key component that we have to offer so you can learn as much as you can. Like we talked about, getting certified, participating in the STAR program, enroll in the STAR Accelerator program so you can enhance business skills, create professional plans, network with industry professionals. We also really, really encourage engaging in network events, attend the events like our DBE and Small Business Conference, anything the SBA has that you can meet other businesses, MBDA, any opportunities that they have, we typically like to attend so we can meet some of these businesses and kind of just network with one another and meet one-on-one. Because you really have the opportunity to connect with prime contractors and procurement officers. Monitor procurement opportunities like we talked about earlier, regularly check NMDOT's procurement portal for upcoming contracts and submit your bids, submit a competitive bid, learn the bidding process. Build relationships. You want to establish these connections with NMDOT staff, such as Brian, Julian, and myself. Engage with prime contractors and other stakeholders to stay informed about opportunities and requirements. Quite often we send email blasts to our DBE directory. So if you're a DBE and on that directory in our distribution list, you're going to receive our flyers, you're going to receive our newsletters, you're going to receive a lot of the information that will kind of help you stay in touch. We'll occasionally list projects that you may be interested, whether it's with the city, the county, even as far as Dona Ana County in New Mexico, or on the Texas border, or northern New Mexico up in the Taos area. And so we try to list projects throughout the state that may interest all parties. So there's opportunities and not just, specific information about the program. We try to give some contracting opportunities as well. Really utilize our support services. Brian Salazar is our DBE Supportive Services Coordinator. So take advantage of the training opportunities that he typically sends out, workshops, resources offered by DOT, just to strengthen your business capabilities. Brian has information for all of those programs, our STAR program, STAR Accelerator, Opportunity Fair, our quarterly webinars, and all of those events that we have coming up, we'll share with you and just attend, especially if they're online. Jump on and learn as much as you can. One of the biggest things, because we are, we follow the code of federal regulation. All of our projects require you to meet compliance. And so there's several different areas, and we have a contractor compliance officer, and we just want to ensure that you stay compliant, make sure that your business meets all regulatory and contractual requirements to maintain good standing with the DOT. And by actively engaging with DOT programs and opportunities, your small business can really position yourself for growth and long-term success. Having 1 or 2 contracts under your belt, after 2 years, having 5 or 6 of these contracts under your belt, you really become kind of in tune with what the DOT expects and how to work with us. And once you're in good standing and you've built that relationship and you've utilized services that can kind of help build your business, we tend to work with those businesses more often because we know that all of the ins and outs of the program and working with DOT. If you have any questions, please feel free at this time to ask or share your thoughts. I feel like I missed a slide on the procurement section, and I may go back just a bit.
Renee, I did have a few questions. If you can give a few examples of the types of company that would make sense to apply for the accelerator program, just because that's already coming up. Obviously, like we all think in construction, a general contractor, that would be like an easy match. But obviously there's lots of other trades associated with it. And I'm just hoping that you can give a few examples so that people can start thinking about it, right? So would a roofing company make sense to apply?
Yes.
A plumbing company?
Yes.
Landscaping. Let me actually look over here to see the types of companies that are present.
Yeah, so
house
because DOT is specifically construction and we are focused on construction, and it's a wide variety of construction that we can include. The one thing we wouldn't be able to, an applicant that we wouldn't be able to have in our program would be, say, a hairdresser or a nail salon or a business that provides food services. Unfortunately, we can't take those into our program because they wouldn't do work with DOT, but if you provide computer or IT services, we can have you enroll in the program and apply because we also do use those types of vendors in DOT. So it is a case by case basis, but I would say there are several companies that really don't kind of fall into the construction or related
Mhm.
type field.
Okay, thank you. That's helpful. So even, computer, printing companies, IT, all of that could be obviously related to construction. Would you also say that, for example, if there is like let's say like a food truck company, obviously they couldn't participate in the program itself since that's more related to accelerated program, but you know, my thinking is like there's always a way that they could do work. It wouldn't be necessarily the New Mexico Department of Transportation, but let's say if there's like a site for construction, they might have a conversation with that prime, right? Who's doing maybe a long-term project somewhere, and then have a food truck there present, for, those construction folks, But that's obviously like a separate conversation. It's not a contract with the New Mexico Department of Transportation.
Right, and that's why I think some of these networking opportunities are really important for these small businesses. Because while it's not construction related, like you said, if they do speak with our larger contractors, they can sort of establish a relationship. And should they have a project that's kind of out of the way and not, there's nothing close by in terms of food or vendors or lunch type, they can go to the job site and provide a food service every week or every other day or whatever the contractor would like. But just the contractor making that connection and meeting that person and talking one-on-one and having their business card, they may use them for a private event. A lot of times these contractor hosts large, appreciation um, parties for their staff. So you can be utilized in several different ways, just maybe not specifically through a DOT
Yep.
project specifically.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I don't know if other folks have questions. Feel free to either unmute yourself or add it to the chat. I did have another question though. So just to clarify, this presentation will be sent to the whole group. So for example, this slide that's showing right now has lots of links, right? Where it will go to the appropriate place. But I'm wondering if maybe you can click on the procurement services in New Mexico DOT, just so that people can see how it looks, and maybe you can just navigate it just for like a minute or two so that people can see how the actual website looks once they're ready, to
Yeah,
look for opportunities.
okay. Can you see this screen that I have open, or is it still on the presentation?
It's on the presentation.
Okay, let me stop sharing and then I'll reshare that actual page.
Thank you.
Mhm, of course. Okay, let me know if you can see the procurement services
It's there.
page.
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay, so on this link, you're going to find a lot of contact information. And this is our entire procurement staff. Christina Baca, she's our Chief Procurement Officer. And so she can provide any information you need as a vendor, obtaining a new contract. Paul Gruber, Vanessa Sanchez has been with the procurement department for several years. So she is quite the expert. Now, when we scroll down to the bottom, you're going to find all of the related links. And so, we have our sole source emergency procurements, price agreements, RFPs, the New Mexico State Purchasing Division. So it does connect you to some outside links. if you would like to register to be on the statewide price agreement, that's statewide, and I do believe I have that at the bottom of the presentation on slide number 3. You'll also find the statewide price agreement. And so what that does is allows you to register to do work statewide. And so you're not just a DOT vendor. You can do work with any agency across the state. Economic development, you can, if they need a service to provide cleaning or a food service, it's statewide. So as long as your work categories are listed on your price agreement, anyone can potentially use you for that service. But if we go to, let's just look at the RFPs. Let's see if it'll open. Did it switch pages for you, Gabriella? Can you see the request proposal page?
I can.
Okay. So this will give you the FY26 RFP schedule and the FY25 RFP schedule. And there's some projects listed, required documentation, or the request for letters of interest. So you'll find several different projects listed, all the RFQs. And so learning to navigate this page, there's a lot of information, and I do wish we had procurement here to kind of help really dig into some of these links, because I am by no means the expert on these RFPs. I can simply tell you how to get to this page and just kind of navigate and find opportunities. But there is a lot of paperwork that's required. And so what I would suggest is, if you do have any questions, please feel free to send me an email or put it in the chat, or maybe Gabriella can collect them all. I'm happy to fill them and send them to our procurement department and let them know what your question is, and then we can provide an answer.
Thank you for that. Yeah. So everyone will have your email, Renee. So hopefully everyone will email you. Now they know you.
And here's a really important thing, Gabriella, that I wanted to point out.
Sure.
There's also the supplier registration. Again, this is statewide. And so you can visit this link, which is provided in the presentation, and you can register to become a supplier with the state. Let's see, let me go back.
Excuse me, that registration is for all state agencies, not just DOT, correct?
Yeah, so this one that says general services, on the statewide price agreement, sorry, I'm trying to just see more of my screen because the toolbar is covering the tabs. This is for statewide suppliers. And you'll know because it says New Mexico General Services Department. And so they do all the procuring and purchasing for the state. Now, in the link that the page, slide number 3, where I provided all of the links, I did put statewide or NMDOT specific. So you'll know which one is for this entire state and which one is specifically for NMDOT. And the other one I wanted to share with you was becoming a vendor. Let's see, is that the one I just clicked on? Because we do, yeah, that's, okay. Here's the product evaluation page. Can you see this one as well?
Yep.
Okay. So what this one does is it provides all the information on becoming an approved vendor. So if you would like to provide a service, not only construction related, you may provide visors or caps or stuff that can be used out on a project, some type of a product that they would use, like flags or some new and improved type product that can be used anywhere within the Department of Transportation. There's a whole list. And so I'd be lying if I told you I knew all of them, but you can actually look on this website and you can look at the approved products list. And so you can kind of get an idea of what vendors we utilize with the Department of Transportation. So you'll see a lot of products used for highway construction. I don't want to make you dizzy by scrolling through all 73 pages, but you will find other types of products. And so this is a good tool to utilize to learn a little bit about the products that we tend to buy. And you can see if you could become a vendor and potentially compete to sell these products to DOT. Let me get back. So in order to become an approved vendor, there's an application. So like anything else, you have to submit all your business information, and here's some instructions and the forms and every piece of documentation that you'll need to apply and how you apply, the links to apply, and then some additional information for state procurement. Going back to the product evaluation page. I thought the application was on here. Oh, it is product evaluation application. So here you'll see the application for product evaluation. Once you complete this document, it's not very long, but you do list all of the items that you can provide or sell. Once this is complete, you'll submit. They'll do a review, and there's also some instructions on how they review your application and whether they feel you could potentially be a vendor or not. They'll let you know. They'll provide some a written letter or notify you to let you know whether you've been approved or not. And so here's the procedures, the product evaluation procedures. And it's the second link under documents. So that is another way to do work with the Department of Transportation by becoming an approved vendor. Let's see, so that's our procurement department, our product evaluation, the statewide price agreement. Here is also the page, and this is a general services page. So this is not just to be a supplier, this is to do work. Say you do concrete. And if you are on the statewide price agreement and one of your commodities is concrete, they can actually search for you in the system. And this can, be by any other state agency, not just an MDOT. So through this statewide price agreement, you just, of course, again, you have to apply, provide all of your business information, wait for a response and approval. And then once you're listed on there, you're basically in the system. So that way you can bid on these contracts. So there's all the contracts that the state has to offer, and you can actually search some of these procurements and see what you'd like to bid on. So there's some tools and videos on the statewide on the state purchasing page. That way you can learn how to kind of interact in this on this website, because it does include a lot of information. So there's ways to navigate and tools and tutorials to learn how to navigate the statewide price agreement and how to be a vendor on the state purchasing agreement. So as far as procurement and statewide price agreement, if you have any questions, again, that's not my area of expertise, so I'm happy to put you in touch with anybody who, with somebody in our department that can answer those questions specifically. Let's see, any other questions on that, Gabriella? Any of the other links? I can jump back to that page.
I'm okay, but I'll open it to the group. I don't know if there's any questions from the team.
Yes, this is Paulette Baca, and
Go
I'm the
ahead.
president of Paulson Plumbing and Mechanical. And I was just wondering, every time I go to the procurements, I see like highways and all kinds of good stuff like that. Where would I find plumbing and mechanical opportunities?
Are you talking
Mexico DOT?
on the New Mexico DOT?
Yes.
That's a procurement question. So we would need to kind of go to the actual procurement page and learn how to navigate and specifically type in that particular line of work. I don't know that there would be a lot of plumbing work needed within the Department of Transportation, but as far as the facilities that we utilize, that, you know, we have 6 different districts. We have a main office here in Santa Fe. I can't imagine that we wouldn't need a plumber at some point. So we could put you in touch with either procurement or to be on the approved vendor list to get you in touch with some contracting opportunities.
Okay, so if I am already a DBE, do I still have to do the approved vendor list?
So unfortunately, they're all separate applications,
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
great.
but they
Okay.
do contain a lot or require a lot of the same information. So I feel like if you do them all at once, you know, and you have all of your documentation in hand, it's going to make it a lot easier because you'll have everything in front of you, your financial documents, your financial statements, your you know, business licenses and taxes. So to be able to, every application is going to require different, but you may need more in some cases and less in others, but
Thank you.
they are. Sure. So Paulette, if you have any specific questions, feel free, go to the last page with our contact information. So that we can get my email address. I have listed our procurement department, Christina Baca and Vanessa Sanchez. As you, excuse me. On the procurements page, you'll notice there was several other contacts, but these are the 2 ladies that we deal with regularly, but you're welcome to email any of the others listed on procurement's page. The State Maintenance Bureau oversees the approved vendor list and the vendor applications. So Andrew Gallegos is the director and Esteban Gonzalez is, I believe, one of his analysts. And then in our DBE program, we have Brian, who's on the line with us, Julian, who does certification, and then myself. So feel free to send your email to any of those listed on this contact list or directly to me, and I can field them for you and get you in touch with the right person.
Thank you, Renee. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Any other questions to the New Mexico Department of Transportation? I wonder,
would-
actually- oh, I was just gonna say if maybe Brian and Julian just want to say hello so we can see, the group can see their faces as well.
Of course, yes.
Hi,
Brian,
this is Brian. I was gonna mention to Paulette if or any other entity here that is more in the trades field, like the plumbing, feel free to reach out to our general services department as they're more geared and tailored to specific trades like that. Landscaping, plumbing, electrical, that sort of thing, because the Department of Transportation, as you know, are more focused on highway, roads, construction, those sort of things. So feel free to reach out to or visit our general services webpage as well.
Hi, good morning. My name is Julian. I am newer to the Department of Transportation in this capacity. I started at the beginning of January. I come from a financial background. I was a commercial business banker for my 12 previous years professional career. So I come from a business banking background, working directly with businesses, helping them to be successful. So this kind of falls into my bag of goodies, and hopefully I can be a good contribution to the team. I have some excellent mentors between Renee and Brian. And once I can figure out where I'm going and what I need to be doing without messing it all up, again, I hope to be a good contribution to the team and hope that we can help you all be successful in any way that we're able to help you all. That's what we're here for. So don't, as Renee mentioned, don't hesitate to reach out if we can help you all in any way.
Well,
thank you.
We
don't know if
also want to mention that our DBE and Small Business Conference will be happening April 30th, and we highly encourage all of you to register or spread the word of what we're offering. It's a great conference for small businesses. It's titled New Beginnings, right? Because we're starting a fresh new year. And as I mentioned, it will be April 30th at the Marriott Pyramid Hotel in Albuquerque. Couple of features that we will be having in the conference. Renee mentioned, we will have a broad aspect of dynamic speakers, business and industrial expert panels that'll be there to assist and network with. We will have project updates, extensive business networking. One new topic that we will be introducing is one-on-one appointments with primes and procuring agencies. This is new to our department, and it's or of a conference, I'm sorry, and it is more of like a speed dating, if you will. You can meet one-on-one with these primes and agencies to network with them and see exactly what they are looking for, and possibly get your foot in the door with them and get these jobs that you are inquiring about. We have new exhibitor tables and tons of new sponsorship opportunities. So we encourage you all to join us at our small business and DBE conference.
Thank you, Brian. And so to kind of piggyback on that, I just wanted to share one last screen with you, if I may. And it's our NMDOT STAR website. And it's not new, but it has a lot of new features and a lot of new information. We developed this website years ago, but it had kind of been sitting dormant for a bit. And so we've been trying to add a lot more information and share the link. And so that is also in the presentation, and we can put this link in the chat. But this is our NMDOT STAR program, which sits under the Civil Rights and DBE program. But it's called STAR because it's a small business training and resource center, if you will, program. And so we have our events listed, our resources, and some project leads. And so just to kind of jump to the 3 tabs that we have, Brian mentioned our upcoming DBE conference. And so this is the first, or actually our second year doing the conference, but our first year, like Brian said, doing the speed dating, speed networking. We kind of compare it to speed dating because you go from table to table, you visit real quick, you see if it's a match. If not, you jump to the next one. But it's essentially just speed networking. And so we have 15 table hosts, and you can learn about their contracting opportunities, what they require to work with them. Should it be a match, they can share business information. You can share your application, your resume, business card. So if you choose to attend, please bring enough materials so you can hand out. But the event again is April 30th, and it's entitled the NMDOT STAR DBE and Small Business Conference. There is a $25 registration fee. I feel as though it's a small fee to, for the conference itself, because like Brian mentioned, we will have, hold on, I was going to try to share the agenda. I believe it's at the bottom. Oh, maybe it's under details. Oh, there it is, under Learn More. So you can get a little more information on the conference, what it's going to entail. We'll have a panel of prime contractors, and it'll be moderated by our Associated Contractors of New Mexico director, Brian Legan. He'll be talking with the primes, answering questions. Small businesses can answer questions, what it's like to work with the larger prime contractor. There'll be some networking opportunities. There's going to be some project information, some exhibitor tables like Brian mentioned. I believe we're also going to have Blue Cross Blue Shield there, providing information on possibly providing insurance for your small business and what that may cost if you don't already provide that to your employees, what it could potentially cost you and what the benefits are, pros and cons. But anyway, this is the link to the conference. And the other thing I wanted to point out was let me get to that, the STAR Accelerator. So under resources and under programs, you'll find the conference, our opportunity fair, which is a virtual fair, but the DOT STAR Accelerator program. If you're a small businesses somewhere in the field of construction or construction related industry, you are eligible to apply. And the application just takes a few minutes, maybe 10, 15. But you really just have to include all of your business information. Once you get past the company information, it's going to ask you several questions about your business, if you've done work with the DOT. So here's just a little sneak peek of the application itself. And you can include all of your company information. If you're newer, you may not have some of this, but feel free to apply. Again, we'll take a look at the applications and we'll notify you if you've been accepted into the program. It's a 14-week program, 2 hours once per week, all virtual, a wealth of information. Once you graduate, after attending all of the sessions, you'll prepare a marketing video, and then you'll graduate from the program and be able to say you actually went through the business development program that DOT offered. And that tends to resonate really well with some of our prime contractors because they know that your business is a little more reliable, a little more self-sufficient, and that you've learned the compliance components, payroll, things of that nature, and your business is a viable, legitimate business. So this is the link, nmdotstar.com. And again, you can also find project information. We do have Ask an Expert. If you have a specific question, you can jump online and you can actually ask a specific question and receive a response. So there's several different benefits to the website. Just feel free to jump on and jump around, or let us know if you have any questions.
And I will send an email after this with the recording to the YouTube channel, all the presentations. There's also another documents that Julian sent over for about DBEs, all the links for the conference and for the accelerator program. And Renee and Brian, there's a question about the conference on April 30th, asking if that would be more for the subcontracting side. I think she's asking about the matchmaking, speed dating part of that.
Let's see, we do have, Brian, do you by any chance have the list of table hosts handy? It may be more, but I'll let Brian share all of the table hosts. I think that we've had registered so far.
Because if they're primes, that would be this, that would make sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the majority of them are primes.
Perfect. So that's a great opportunity for subs to go and have conversations. That's a great event. Thank you so much for hosting that matchmaking event. New Mexico MBDA will also be hosting a matchmaking event later in May. So lots of opportunities to meet with potential contracts and opportunities. So thank you so much. Do you want to share your screen, Brian, if you have the list? If not, you can send it to me and I can share with the group, whatever you prefer.
Yeah, let me find it. I have the agenda set up, but I don't have that exact list. I was going to share, like a little description. Our cabinet secretary is going to be there with opening remarks. Our state construction engineer will be there as well, and she will say a few words. We will be giving you updates on the latest mega projects, which includes US 64 and the I-25 improvement. There will be a discussion on access to capital, where we will teach key approaches for small businesses to use. That way they can find growth and operating capital. We will have an awards ceremony, and yes, we will have a primes panel where businesses and the audience can gain insight from primes about how to succeed in finding opportunities and also working with the primes.
Wonderful. Lots of great opportunities. And New Mexico MBDA will also be there at the conference, to support. So I know we've gone over time, so this is a lot of really helpful information. I'll make sure to recap in the email to all of you. But of course, you will have Renee and Brian's email, so feel free to contact them directly with any questions. Please let other businesses know. This is a great opportunity for the accelerator program, of course, but then also for the conference. Yes, there's a cost, but it's $25, and you have to get an opportunity to speak directly to primes in the state of New Mexico. So I feel like it's very valuable opportunity.
And lunch will be provided, so there, feel free to stay throughout the day. We'll have a nice lunch, a plated lunch. So that might be worth your $25. And we'll have breakfast, coffee, and snacks. So I think it'll just be a great event. We're still growing. Like I said, this is only our second in-person conference, and so we're still working to build our attendance and our providers, anybody who can provide a resource. That's always a struggle because everybody's busy, but we do have the project that Brian mentioned, US 64, Siete Inc. They're a very large contractor out of state who's doing this mega construction project, and they will be in attendance. The nice thing about some of these larger projects is that they're hiring along the way. These design build projects, they tend to lose subcontractors and have to pick up here and there. So there's opportunities, even though the project has already begun, there's opportunities for them to pick you up along the way, especially if you're a minority business, because there is that preference that they have to adhere to. So we're working to get a lot of our minority and native owned businesses out there as well to work on this project. So
Well, thank you so much, the Mexico Department of Transportation, for coming and spending the morning with us and sharing all this information. It's a lot. So again, all the information will be sent. You have their contact. Feel free to email and call. They're very responsive. So again, thank you for all the businesses who were able to join this morning. And we will end for now. So there is another Spotlight series coming, but we will send an email communication about that with all the details. Very good. Well, thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.